Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 12 of Sad Songs Quarantine Hour. We're your hosts, the Milk Carton Kids. And this week's guest is, I think, our first comedian, just straight up, stand up comedian, our good friend named Tom Papa, one of the greatest working comedians around today. I got to know him from working together on the Live From Here radio show, RIP.
Rest in peace.
But we had a wonderful 2 years together making comedy on the radio. And he has been talking about a lot of stuff in his material that is very quarantine appropriate. So it was good. It was good to get to hear what he's been up to. What is Caribou Stew, Kenneth?
They were a band in Montreal.
Were?
Yeah, no longer.
Really?
R.I.P. Yeah.
They were a great band in Montreal.
They were a duo. They had a falling out. I don't want to talk about it. That's their business. But they succumbed to the pressures that we have not.
I know. Yet. Still together.
Maybe one day I'll be wearing a Milk Carton Kids t-shirt on the intro to the Sad Songs Comedy Hour.
You only wear shirts of bands that no longer exist?
You have duos that broke up.
Good policy. This episode benefits, once again, NIVA, National Independent Venue Association, in honor of Tom Papa, our guest this week, who is the first person that we know of that's like a friend of ours that is already back out there performing. I think he just did his first performance back in Salt Lake City. So we wish him well. We're happy that he's out there.
Hopefully that wasn't a hot spot.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City a hot spot?
I
Probably
know.
was after that show.
Not a hot spot for
fire
most of us.
comedy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I'm, for one, I'm glad that he's back out there making people laugh, and I hope that they're all safe. I know the shows are distanced and stuff, and I'm eager to hear what it was like. But for now, we're going to continue to help NIVA keep all these independent venues alive and open so that when we get ready to go back out, they'll still be there. And I hope that you'll support them. Okay.
Enjoy.
Tom Papa. Tom Papa on the headphones.
Hold.
Yeah.
Yes.
You look like you have a more legit setup than both of us recording artists.
Say that again. My headphones were resetting.
I said you look like you have a more legit setup than both of us recording artists.
My God, I have a studio in my. I have so many wires. I have lighting. I've been on this book tour for like the last 2 weeks, and you have all the anxiety of doing all these performances, and Seth Meyers and whatever, and I haven't left this desk. It's all here. It's so insane.
Do you change the backgrounds at all, or is?
No, I don't do the clever backgrounds. I just try and make sure that the books are in, so it looks like I'm smart.
Right.
And then
did you buy those for the beginning of quarantine? Just for
yeah, it's a poster. It's just a poster.
And you're probably wearing no pants and you haven't changed your underwear in weeks.
No, I am all pants all the time. I am shoes. I from the beginning, I was like, don't go down that. We're just going to wear sweats. Dress up, do your thing. I have cocktail hour at like 5:00. Sometimes I drink, sometimes I don't, but I dress for it and I come upstairs and I like it. It gives you a sense like you're still doing something, and it also demarcates the day. Like, like, okay, 8:00 on, then you can be a schlub. I'm not doing that at 4 p.m.
I admire people like that, but also kind of resent them because I roll out of bed like the second before the preschool Zoom starts for my youngest kid. And I'm like shoving a yogurt in front of him and trying to get him to sit in front of the preschool Zoom. And I look like, I just woke. Sometimes I don't have a shirt on and I'm in front of all the other parents. And most of them have jobs that like they kind of have to pretend to still have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
What time? What time is that?
So that's a 9 a.m. Zoom. And
9.
I know. And we have a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, and they've been sleeping, thank God, until about 8:55. So we all Like we thought we were going to get away from like the morning scramble with the 2 drop-offs, the preschool and the kindergarten and like the breakfast and getting out the 2 different cars and everything. But it's just as hectic getting from the bedroom to the kitchen in time for the 9 o'clock Zoom. Sing like good morning song together. And then
This extends into real life, by the way. This isn't a quarantine thing. These are the people, if anybody's wondering whose kids have lice, these are the people that have lice. The ones that are rushing from the bedroom to a Zoom meeting.
No,
they're the ones that can't maintain proper head hygiene.
But you know what? You two are probably the people that I've traveled with the most in my life. Kenneth way more than Tom, but when we were working on Live from Here together, Tom and I traveled a lot, and I learned that you guys are exactly the same travelers.
Oh, yeah?
Is that right?
You guys get there 2.5 hours early.
Oh, yeah.
And Tom, I remember, identified in me very quickly. He was like, you're not happy unless you're in a little bit of a sweat trying to get to the plane.
Right, yeah. It's something his mother did to him early on. We haven't decoded it yet, but something she said early on makes Joey want to fly close to the sun.
The panic level. But that's the thing that bothered me about watching Joey travel, is that he's down to the minute. He just wants to, like, he wants to walk up to the gate as they're calling his group number, but never showed like panic.
Oh, yeah. You know why? It's a lifetime of nothing having gone wrong. You know, because he talks about that, but he wakes up and the hair does itself and everybody gives him a pass. They go, this isn't some creepy homeless guy that brought his kind of questionable kid to the party.
Yeah.
It's like, this is upstanding citizen. He must pay his taxes on time. And he just breezes. He breezes through security onto the plane. Nothing ever happens.
I do pay my taxes on time, but I pay it on the last day and I file the extension.
Truly am. I'm scared, terrified of the full moon.
Yes.
Do you ever go out and the full moon happens and then you think back, you're like, oh, the last 3 people, like the bank teller was just so weird to me. And then I go home like terrified of what's going to happen with the full, not that like werewolves are going to come get me, but that just everybody in my life is going to come out and be a dick.
I know. Whenever my kids have been like, it's been a weird day today, I'm like, it's the moon. It's the moon. And they're like, but nothing's happening with it. I'm like, something's always happening with it.
My wife is a she's getting really good. She's a potter. So we have a wheel and a little pottery studio, and she's kind of always done it, but she's really stepped it up during the quarantine. And so we ended up with all these little cup type things that you don't have anything to do with. So
another place to put change.
Yeah, exactly. So we figured out how to make candles. We bought like a big old bag of 10-pound bag of wax and a bunch of essential oils. And by the way, if you ever feel the urge to get into the world of essential oils, resist it, because
why?
Like the way that I recoiled a little bit when you guys started talking about the full moon, for example.
Yep, I got you.
People that are into essential oils, I'm learning like it's like a modern day snake oil thing where each thing is a panacea for everything, and it's like, and you can't do, as you know, I'm sure you can't tell someone that believes that rosehip oil will cure their thyroid that it won't.
Right.
Don't even
like the CBD oil people.
Yeah.
It just does everything for everybody.
Right. As long as you put it on your temple during the full moon.
Yeah. No, really, this one will be good for you.
Yeah. But they do smell great. And so we've been making candles in all the little, pots that my wife makes. That's like our version of bread, but it takes way less time and it's easier. So it like suits my personality better.
I don't agree with those people, but I do support them because I think it's their way out of the prison that we're all in.
Totally. Agreed.
And I'm down with your message, Papa. Like the part, I'm a young 38 years old, but I am gassy and I'm creaky and life is miserable. and it will always be. And when you talk about it and everybody laughs, that makes me feel like I'm not alone. But these people with the oils, that's their way of just, I'd like to think that they don't feel every creak and every gas bubble, and they don't, when the gas bubble hits and they run through the 5th time that day, am I having a heart attack? Am I having a heart attack? They get to skip that entire part of existence, of human existence. And God, I wish I believed in that oil.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
I don't think they skip it. I think they're just as panicked, but dipped in oil.
They just smell like lavender while they're having a heart attack.
Absolutely. How about I trade you a bread for a candlestick?
That would be great. Although I
All
don't
right.
know how to make them into a stick yet. They're just in containers. But I'll make you one,
However,
some bergamot and some grapefruit oil.
all right.
It smells amazing. We love it.
All right. All right. Let's do it. I'll trade you. Kenneth, where are you?
Nashville.
Oh, you're in Nashville.
And Kenneth's entire house is a recording studio.
Yeah.
I think I know everybody goes through their own versions of quarantine hardship, but sometimes when I'm in the middle of the 3rd elementary school Zoom of the day, I do get jealous of Kenneth there in his recording studio house.
Yeah. I can't imagine trying to get an elementary school kid in front of a computer and make them pay. I couldn't imagine teaching it or being the parent and having to corral it. That does not.
Zip ties makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
You just zip tie their little limbs to the chair.
Right. You don't even need much.
No, you can get the medium-sized zip ties.
Yeah.
Much cheaper.
You know what works great also is patchouli oil on the nape of the neck. It calms them down.
Yeah, go oil.
But,
But
did they
are
do
you
it?
missing being on the road? Are you missing the road?
I miss it so much, man. Yeah, I miss it. I miss it terribly. I miss going to Largo to to watch shows and be a part of them, and I miss performing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of why we're doing this. It's like, even though there's no audience, at least it feels like putting something out into the world. And it has melted. This whole experience has melted away the last remaining bit of like cynicism that I had about being a performer, where sometimes you feel like it can be a lot. There's a lot of vanity involved or whatever, and what does it all add up to? But
I miss so much sitting in the back of a idling van at 8:30 in the morning, where literally for the 400th time, like actually the 400th time, Joey Ryan is 10 minutes late to the lobby call after everybody else had agreed upon a time, and then having to sit in the van for 6 hours just being subject to whatever the hell he decides to do. Have you met somebody who's taken more phone calls on speakerphone or FaceTime wherein they just force their entire public on their surroundings? Oh, I miss it so much.
Oh no, you didn't. I didn't know that part. I wasn't a witness to that part.
Yeah.
I
guess he thought he was in somebody else's house at that point, but let me tell you, at his house, it's speakerphone.
Oh,
that
is horrible.
I know, Tom, you're gonna hate this. But I do, I do that, and I stand by it. Like, I like it when other people do it. Like, if Kenneth takes a call and we're in the van and he's not on speakerphone, I'm like, put on speaker. Let me hear.
I want to hear the other part.
Yeah, I want to know what's going on. We're all in here suffering.
I want to hear the other part. He always wants to hear the other part.
Yeah,
you know why? Because his part isn't that important. He's not contributing much. So he's always looking to that other part to bring some kind of value.
Oh God.
I never realized you guys could really bond over me.
Yeah, I think we'd be pretty close. I think we should tour together.
Yeah.
Highly efficient and nice and quiet.
Yeah. You'd be early everywhere. Okay, so I would recommend to everybody your new Netflix special, You're Doing Great, and your book, You're Doing Great and Other Reasons to Stay Alive, and your podcast,
Yeah.
Breaking Bread, and your
All
Netflix
good things.
radio show, What a Joke, with Fortune Filmster.
Yeah, or I'll just drive to your house and annoy you one by one. I just have to go somewhere.
Yeah. You can come over and bring me some bread, and I'll give you a candle in exchange.
Yeah, it's a date. Absolutely, that'll happen.
All right.
Great seeing you
Thanks,
guys.
Tom.
I can hear the wheels of the automobiles so far away, just moving along through the drifting snow. It's times like these when the temperatures freeze, I sit alone just looking at the world through the storm window. Down on the beach, the Sandman sleeps, and time don't fly, it bounds and leaps. A country band that plays for keeps, they play it so slow. Don't let your baby down. Don't let your baby down. Don't let your baby down. The spirits were high till the well went dry. For so long the raven at my window was only a crow. I bought the rights to the inside fights and watched a man just beating his hand against the storm window. While miles away over hills and streams, a candle burns a witch's dream. The silence is golden till it screams right through your bones. Don't let your baby down. Don't let your baby down. Don't let your baby down. Storm window